Yeah, whatever. So I have got a real humdinger for you today. Matt Nixon. I will put a link to his channel right up here. Actually, I'll put a link to his video. You guys may, if you've been around the channel a little while, may recognize these. Irwin vice grip, 8-inch compounding action diagonal cutting pliers. What are they? They are made by NWS in Germany. You see there, it says made in Germany. I've got a whole series of videos about these. I will roll in probably the first one of them up here where it gives you most of the story. Lowe's was carrying these for a while. They eventually closed them out. I haven't been able to find, I found I think 3 sets total of the lineman's pliers. I think I paid on average about $6 per set. Those were regular price $42.98 at Lowe's. So they were clearancing out these Irwin NWS rebrands. You can still get them on Amazon. I'll leave links in the description. But Matt Nixon sent me out a pair of these because he'd kind of been following me, searching around for the dikes. Never could find them. And he took mercy on me from where he's out there in the Midwest. I think he found more than one pair. So he sent me out a pair. So thank you, Matt. I'm going to be testing these. Here's the gimmick on these. Compounding action, right? So in theory, they should cut easier than, say, the Channellock E338s, which are 8-inch diagonal cutting pliers. I've also got the Knipex 8-inch mini bolt cutters. I'm going to do some cutting tests here, and let's do the monster 8-inch mini bolt cutters. Okay, so hang in there. Okay, so I got a few different kinds of wire here. These are like dish rack style wire, different thicknesses. We're going to run these through the gamut. This is like those flower holders at funerals and such, pieces of that. So I'll start off here. I'll give you a measurement. 0.08 inches. Start off with the Channellock E338. Again, links in the description. Helps me out, doesn't cost you anything more. Yeah, nothing to it. Let's try with the Irwins. Okay, feeling a little bit of a difference here. Okay, now let's step it up a little bit. Let's go up to see what this thickness is here. I'll call it 0.12 inches. Channellock. Yeah, all day. Very authoritative there. The Irwin NWS rebrands. Again, feeling a little bit of difference here. Okay, step it up further. This section here is thicker, I believe. 0.15, well, let's call it 0.16. Let's try the Irwins first. Okay. All right, so that was the first at 0.16 inches. That's the first one that offers much real resistance. Have to kind of re-grip. Let's try the Channellock E338s. Okay, so something jumps out at me right away here, but wait till the wrap up and I'll tell you what it is. Okay, so that was 0.16. Let's try this. This will probably be a step down, I think. Yeah, 0.13. But this is a little bit different wire. Try the Irwins first. Yeah, no problemo. Let's do one more cut with the Irwins, in fact. Yeah. Now the Channellock. Okay. Now it's the thickest stuff I've got here, this green wire. We'll call it 0.18, 0.19, somewhere in there. The Irwin vice grip NWS rebrands. Okay, here's some resistance. But I re-grab and it's fine. The Channellock E338s. Now that's telling. Now let's try the Knipex mini bolt cutters. Very interesting, that cut. Let me get one more of those. Okay, all right. And just for the sake of comparison here, let's try the monster mini bolt cutters, 8-inch. All right, very interesting. So as far as the ease of cutting, there are some definite conclusions there that I can draw. Give me a second, I'll be right back. Okay, so you saw the cutting comparison. So I can draw some conclusions, both because of those tests that I just did on camera and some other, well, quite a bit more cutting that I've done off camera of wire and different materials. Now, number one, everybody knows how big a Channellock fan I am. So that's, you know, I have some innate bias that I am admitting to freely. That being said, the Irwin vice grip, this is kind of a conversation about what price you pay and what you expect for the price. Out of these two pliers, let's take away the mini bolt cutters for a second. Out of those two pliers, the Channellock and the Irwin NWS rebrands, performance-wise, they are very close to the same. As far as the capacity, that perceived capacity, the stuff that I've cut, anything that you can cut with the Irwin NWS, you can also cut with the Channellock. And vice versa. Anything you can cut with the Channellock, you can cut with the Irwin NWS. The biggest difference between the two of these in terms of performance is the feel. These more padded handles on the Irwin NWS rebrands, the thicker the material gets and the more you're going to use it throughout the day, these handles are probably going to make a bigger difference for you. Now, the compounding action, I'm a little bit surprised. Now, it might be because these E338 Channellocks are high leverage. You see how close the pivot point here is to the cutting surface. These are very high leverage, and they open here. You see that the Channellocks open wider. So this whole business, and you can also see that the handles aren't spread as far apart. So the whole business about the compound action on the Irwin NWS, I think it's a good idea, but I think the Channellock accomplishes the same thing basically, just with a different design, non-compounding, but they put the pivot point closer to the cutting surface. So performance-wise, very close to the same. The padded handles, though, that's what's going to be a difference. Ballpark prices, again, look in the description. Buy them through my Amazon links if you want. I think these are about 20 bucks for these Channellock E338s. The Irwin NWS are, I want to say, around $30. Maybe sometimes Amazon prices fluctuate, so sometimes you can find them for a little bit less, sometimes they're a little bit more. Lowe's was closing these out. I found them on the Lowe's app for, I want to say, like, places were having them for $4.50, but I could never find them in stock at that price. Stores would show them in stock. I visited probably 11 or 12 different Lowe's locations. They never had any of them. So Matt Nixon's video, if you check that out, I want to say that he paid like $17.99, which is a really good price. So if you're going to pay $20 for these Channellocks and $30 for the Irwin NWS, what would I go with? Well, personally, I'd go with the Channellock. Now, if you're going to pay $20 for the Channellock and anywhere from $4.50 to $18 for the Irwin NWS, well, then it becomes a different conversation, obviously. So it's kind of a determination you have to make money-wise. I will say this is very surprising to me that these diagonal cutting pliers, these dikes, are so close to the mini bolt cutters in terms of performance. Now, I'm not saying their capacity is the same. As we stepped it up, you saw there with the thickest wire that I was cutting, there were definitely some differences, and that's when the mini bolt cutters, both of them, start to shine. But up to a certain point, these 8-inch dikes work very, very well, and you see how much narrower they are at the nose than the mini bolt cutters. So for like everyday use, day in, day out, automotive, electricians, anybody who's going to use these mini dikes, you're really not giving up all that much in performance over a pair of mini bolt cutters. So I think you're a winner either way. My verdict, if I'm paying full price for the Irwin NWS, I would go with the Channellock. For what, a third cheaper, half cheaper, I'm going to go with the Channellock. At $4.50, well, I mean, it goes without saying, I'm going with the Irwin NWS. For $15, yeah, I'm probably going to go with the Irwin NWS. But that's the moral of the story. Thanks again to Matt Nixon. I'll probably roll in some other videos, but until then, ta-ta for now.